Hello everyone. Today I am going to start acidity and basicity. Simply first we will see acidity and after completing that we will see basicity. So what is acid? From junior levels we know that acid is any compound which can donate H plus ions. So basically what is acid? Which suppose this is HCl, we know that it ionizes into H plus and Cl minus ions, right? So any compound which can give us H plus ions is acid. So therefore this is just a very general definition. Secondly, we can say, and according to Lewis concept, any compound or any molecule which can accept lone pair of electron is acid. So acid is something which can don't accept lone pair of electrons. Okay, so we know these basic definitions. So we have to just compare acidity, means in this concept we will have to solve questions depending on the comparison of acidity first. Second, we will have to compare pKa values. So what is pKa? If this is acid, it decomposes into H plus and Cl minus. So therefore when acid, this is a reaction whose rate constant will be Ka. This is called as dissociation constant of acid also. So negative log of K is called as pKa values. So if a compound is more acidic, then its Ka value will be higher and its pKa value will be lower. That means acidity and pKa values are inversely proportional. So this is the basic concept. We know that from the 12th level or from 11th 12th. Okay. So we have to now solve questions depending on this acidity. Okay. So we know that acid is something which donate H plus ions. Similarly, which can accept lone pair of electrons, and we know that acid is something which can react with a base and it forms salts. So these are the basic definitions. Here see, we have drawn a phenol and a benzoic acid. So now when we are going to compare the acidity, what will we do? We will try to find acidity. So how will we find acidity? Simply, these were the basic concept. Okay, this is just basic. We have to move forward from this by taking the clues of this. First of all, suppose this is phenol, and if we have to find out its acidity, what will we do? We will similar here HCl is acid and we dissociate into H plus and Cl minus, and we are checking the amount of this H plus, concentration of this H plus. If this concentration is more, then it is more acidic, or if this concentration is less, then we will say that compound is less acidic. So this is a way of finding acidity. Similarly, there is another way of finding acidity. So if suppose after doing this dissociation, we are getting H plus and Cl minus, means anion. Okay, so we can check the stability of this anion also. If we get the stable anion, then that compound is, it will say that if we get a stable anion after breaking that bond of O and H acidic proton, if we get stable anion, that means the compound is more acidic. So we will use this concept for finding the acidic strength. Okay. Example is this. Suppose this is phenol. So we know whenever this compound is dissociating in solution, simply the weakest bond will break, and that bond is here, OH bond, because this is aromatic ring and here OH bond is there, and you know that here hydrogen is directly bonded to oxygen and oxygen is more electronegative. Therefore, if any hydrogen atom is attached directly to any electronegative group, that hydrogen becomes very highly acidic. Okay, therefore this hydrogen is highly acidic, and whenever highly acidic proton is present or highly acidic hydrogen is present, that bond breaks and that hydrogen is removed. Okay, how are we saying this? So see, in this When there is a bond between oxygen hydrogen, there is a bond between hydrogen. If you compare these both bonds, say whenever a bond is between two atoms, then this bond is formed from the one electron from hydrogen and one electron from this hydrogen. So after getting these two electrons, a bond is formed between these two atoms. Therefore, here electronegativity of this hydrogen and electronegativity of this hydrogen are both same. Therefore, what will happen? The electrons are pulled from this hydrogen and from this hydrogen with same or equal force. Therefore, both the electrons of that bond will be at the center of this bond. Okay, means we can show it in more proper way like this. If this is bond, then electrons will be at this center, and this is the bond. So electrons will be at center. Okay. So, but if we compare same concept here in oxygen and hydrogen, this bond is formed from one electron of oxygen and one electron of hydrogen. So, when we compare this electron density of this bond, so you know that oxygen is highly electronegative. Therefore, it will get delta negative charge. Similarly, this is as compared to oxygen, this is less electronegative. So therefore, it will have similar partial positive charge. Therefore, you know that electronegativity is extended to pull electrons. Therefore, what will happen? These both electrons will be pulled by oxygen in more strength than that of hydrogen. Therefore, this bond will be slightly like this. These electrons go there in this way. Means here partial negative charge is there, here partial positive charge is there, and therefore in such cases this hydrogen acquires a partial positive charge whenever it is attached to electronegative group. In such a way, if any strongly electronegative group attacks on this hydrogen, this bond can easily be broken down. Okay, so this concept we will use here in these cases. Okay, so whenever we are seeing acidity, we want to find the acidic hydrogen and we have to break that bond. Okay, so in this case, this is the acidic hydrogen because it is directly attached to electronegative atom. Here also hydrogens are present in this benzene ring, but what will happen in these cases? There is a bond between carbon and hydrogen, and here is the bond between oxygen and hydrogen. So in these both the bonds, here electronegativity difference is less, but here electronegativity difference is more. Therefore, this hydrogen is more acidic compared to this. Okay, so what will happen? This bond will be broken down, and what will we get? If suppose this bond is breaking down, then what will happen? These both electrons will be here, and here from here H plus will be donated. If suppose this is a bond OH, okay, and we are breaking the bond, and it is this hydrogen is leaving as H plus, means these both the electrons are going to oxygen electronegative atom, and hydrogen is going as H plus, that is in the form of proton. Okay, so here it has donated proton, therefore it is acidic. Okay, so now when oxygen takes both the electrons, this oxygen gets converted into O minus. Okay, so we have to use this concept here. When dissociation is taking place, H plus is removed, which is taken by some other compound, and we will get O minus. So this is anion. We are getting an anion. Okay, like here we had got Cl minus anion. Similarly, here we are getting phenolic anion. Okay, so what will means if we have to check this acidity of this compound, this original compound, we have to just simply check the stability of this anion, because see, here OH is there, here this anion is formed, phenyl anion. If this anion is more stable, then from these two compounds, this compound will be trying to be in this state. Okay, because after if this when comparing this compound with this, we know that this compound is more stable, because that this anion is which we are forming after removal of H plus is more stable. In such cases, this breaking takes place easily because we are getting a stable compound. If this anion is not stable, then this will not happen. This bond will not break. So simply what we have to do, whenever we are checking acidity or strength of acidity, we have to first break the bond of any compound with hydrogen, acidic hydrogen, And after removal of H plus, we will have to check the stability of conjugated base form. This is called as conjugated base. Okay. So now how can we check the stability? If we consider this anion which is formed by this, so we have to check its stability, and then we will decide whether this compound is acidic or not. So for that we will have to study its stability. So for that, you know that how can we check stability? So there are some electronic effects to study the stability. Okay. So first electronic effect is inductive effect. We can study inductive effect. We can check if the compound is stable or not by using inductive effect. Second, we can use mesomeric effect, or we simply say resonance. Or third, we can use hyperconjugation. So I hope you know these effects. If you don't know, then tell me. I will explain this effect in brief. Okay. Here simply what can we say? Inductive effect means what? It is a distance dependent effect and which operates through sigma bonds. Simply, if electron withdrawing group is present, any electron withdrawing group is present, then inductive effect. What is inductive effect? Any electron withdrawing group, if suppose this is electron withdrawing group and this is carbon directly attached to electron withdrawing group. So what will this electron withdrawing group do? It will take its electron towards itself, right? So due to this, electron density on this carbon will be reduced. Similarly, if suppose any electron donating group is directly attached to carbon via a sigma bond, what will happen? This is donating group, so it will donate electrons to the carbon. Therefore, here in carbon electron density will increase. So simply this is inductive effect. This is in distance dependent effect, and it highly works on number 3 to 4 carbons. Okay, maximum. What is mesomerism? Mesomerism means resonance. If here electrons are removed from that center, or electrons are given to that center via resonance, is called as mesomerism. And hyperconjugation means if there is a carbon, if suppose this is a carbon center, here a positive or negative charge is there, and on alpha carbon, if suppose there are hydrogen, so these hydrogens can give its lone electrons and make this positive center stable. Here 3 alpha hydrogens are present, therefore 3 hydrogens can give its electrons and make this positive charge stable. So this is our hyperconjugation. So this effect we will see in the questions. Okay, this was basic introduction just. So what we will do? We will whenever we are comparing acidity, what will we do? We will first of all break the most stable bond between oxygen and or any compound and acidic hydrogen. Then we will check the stability of the anion formed, and after that we will, for checking the stability of anion, we will use these electronic effects. Okay, so I think this introduction is enough. We will actually solve the questions to know what I am exactly trying to say. Okay, so for that I have some questions here. So suppose we have a question, compare the acidity of trifluoroacetic acid and acetic acid. Our question is trifluoroacetic acid and acetic acid. Okay, we have to compare acidity. Till now, whatever theory I have given you, once we solve the question, you will understand what I am exactly trying to say. Okay, see, this is trifluoroacetic acid and acetic acid, and our question can be in semester exam. We are asked to compare their acidity, compare their pKa values, anything. Okay, so first of all, we know acetic acid. First, we will draw the structure. Acetic acid is this CH3COOH. Okay, so if we draw its complete structure, what will be like this? It will like this. Okay. Similarly, what is trifluoroacetic acid? When hydrogens of methyl groups are exchanged by fluorine, then we get or replaced by fluorine, we will get trifluoro. Tri means 3, fluoro, fluorine. So these 3 hydrogens of acetic acid are replaced by fluorine. So this is trifluoroacetic acid. Okay. This is acetic acid, this is trifluoroacetic acid. Now we have to compare their acidity. Okay, we have to compare their acidity. So how can we do that? First of all, we have to find the acidic hydrogen. So see, here are hydrogens, here is hydrogen, here is hydrogen. We know that this is carbon hydrogen bond, this is oxygen hydrogen bond. So oxygen hydrogen bond is more polar, therefore these electrons will be pulled by oxygen, and therefore this hydrogen is acidic, right? So we have to break this bond only. Similarly here also we have to, because here only one hydrogen is present, so we will have to break this bond. So when we decompose, what we can say, when we ionize this bond, what will we get? We have to just shift these electrons here and remove the H plus ion. When H plus is removed, because we know this is acid, we are studying acidity, so acid has the ability to donate H plus. So when it will donate H plus, what will we get? We will get CH3, C double bond O, and due to this we will get O minus. Okay. Similarly here we will get CF3, CO and O minus. Okay. Now when we have get these two anions, we have to study the stability of anions. The one anion which is more stable will be more acidic, okay, or it will be react faster. So now we have to check which anion is more stable. So as I told you earlier that we have to check the stability of anion by using electronic effects. So first electronic effect, we can check inductive effect, resonance, hyperconjugations, and you have to always remember that if all the effects are present in any compound, then you strictly follow this order. That is mesomeric effect is more prominent than hyperconjugation, and inductive effect is least prominent. Means whenever all these effects are working, because sometimes they work in opposite directions, so in such cases whenever these three effects are possible in any compound, you will give priority to mesomerism. Means mesomerism, what mesomerism affects on the reaction, whether it increases acidity or decreases acidity, that will you consider in prominent amount. Okay, means mesomerism is given highest priority, then hyperconjugation, and then inductive effect. Just remember this point. Okay, this is important point. So now in this compound, this anion is formed and this anion is formed. So we have to check whether there is mesomerism first, then hyperconjugation, then inductive. Okay, so you can see here mesomerism means resonance is present. How? This lone pair of electron can be shifted here. Similarly, this pi bond can be shifted here. So this is resonance. Similarly, this lone pair can here and this double bond can go here. So this is also resonance. So here resonance is there, means this anion is stable in both. But as you know, we have to compare these two. But in these two, this part is similar. This bond and this resonance similar. So this is not the effective part. Because whenever we comparing two things, we mostly compare the which parts are, we compare the things which are different, which are affecting. These two are similar in both, that they are not affecting much. So we have to find the difference. So what is point of difference? Point of difference is here CH3 is present, here CF3 is present. So here mesomerism will not, or resonance will not give us an answer. Or so therefore we can use here inductive effect. Why? Because you know here hydrogen and carbon are attached through sigma bond. Here fluorine and carbon are attached to sigma bond, and you know that this hydrogen, when we compare hydrogen and fluorine is highly electronegative, and when fluorine is highly electronegative, what will it do? In this bond, fluorine will pull electron density toward itself. Means here fluorine is acting as electron withdrawing group, and whenever electron withdrawing group pulls electron density, the inductive effect is called as minus inductive effect. So here minus inductive effect is taking place from this fluorine. Similarly, this fluorine also pulls electrons. Similarly, this fluorine also pulls electron. Therefore, this carbon